today on 15 on 15.
An Indian publication is questioning whether Aruba will become the next hotspot. Plus, women are more likely to be overserved by bartenders than men. Details on this in Lifestyle. And the new flight from Houston, Texas to Aruba allows for ATA to directly tap into the Midwest market. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. It was recently announced that Aruba won the National Geographic's prestigious World Legacy Award in Destination Leadership. This news is now being picked up by international media outlets, and some are speculating whether Aruba will become the next hotspot because of this achievement. HindustanTimes.com, an Indian English language daily newspaper, published an article online questioning whether Aruba will become the next hotspot after National Geographic acknowledges the island's destination leadership. The article is citing the island as a trailblazer driving positive change in the travel industry. Well put. Aruba's environmental efforts were detailed throughout the piece as well. The Hindustan Times has a circulation of 1.32 million copies as of December 2013. The publication itself has approximately 3.6 million readers. In other local news, Southwest's inaugural flight from Houston, Texas to Aruba was a milestone. A big celebration took place for the arrivals at the gate on Saturday. Take a look. The first direct Southwest flight departing from Gate 4 of Aruba's Reina Beatrix Airport to Houston, Texas William Hobby took place on Saturday. Tourism, as well as airport officials, coordinated to give the arrivals and Southwest special guests a very warm welcome. Stakeholders within the partnership says in a short amount of time, both parties have been able to execute several integral plans.
The Southwest story here in Aruba has been nothing short of fascinating. It was less than a year, an event just like this that launched Southwest's operation here in Aruba, and not only that, but it was the first big milestone for the airline, as Dan and Ronella mentioned, the first international flight for Southwest. And in this very short period of time, daily flight to Baltimore, daily flight to Orlando, and now a weekly flight to Houston Hobby.
Less than a year ago, Southwest only flew within the United States of America. That all changed on July 1st when we launched international flights from several gateways, and one of those international arrivals, as we mentioned, was Aruba. And a little trivia for you, it was the very first international departure from Baltimore.
The inauguration ceremony involved partners exchanging gifts. Southwest is not only making history with Aruba, but with their existing routes as well, including one of their main hubs.
And if I'm not mistaken, when this airplane lands in Houston Hobby today, it will be the first international flight to arrive in Hobby in over 40 years for any airline.
The island is now part of Southwest Airlines' portfolio, but more importantly, they have incorporated Aruba into their rebranding. The colorful airline is working on bigger and better developments.
We're a different type of airline. I don't know if you noticed, we like to have fun. Lots of color, lots of fun. We unveiled a new look for our brand, prominently featuring our heart. And later on this afternoon, when the flight from, I believe it's Baltimore arrives, you'll see our brand new look. It's bigger, brighter, bolder, and most importantly, it features our heart, which is the heart of our employees. The whole look is dedicated to them for wearing their hearts on their sleeves and smiles on their faces.
The cutting of the ribbon represents yet another added flight from Aruba. This one to Houston is significant for many reasons, one being allowing further growth opportunities for the island.
And this flight is also important for many reasons. It also starts to extend the network reach from Aruba into the Midwest and the West Coast. And as Aruba becomes more of a year-round tourist destination, this expansive, or at least diversity in the network into the U.S. is important, not just for the airport, but for the country as well.
When Southwest was exploring destinations to expand into, Aruba's U.S. pre-clearance and border control facility played an integral part. It is one of the primary reasons as to how many opportunities this partnership has allowed.
Today's flight is a historical milestone for the city of Houston and Hobby Airport. It's because of Aruba's forward thinking and implementation of the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol's pre-clearance program that we are able to bring more low fares to this island.
Later on in the show, the director of ATA will discuss how tourism officials will take full advantage of this new flight heading into the Texas region in order to win over that specific market. But before that, we'll have lifestyle topics. We'll be right back. Stay with us. When we return, check out this interactive billboard that aims to bring awareness to domestic violence in an effective way. Thanks for staying tuned to 15 on 15. The term overserved. I wonder how much this actually applies to Aruba's bartenders on the island. Nonetheless, a new recent study found that bartenders are more likely to overserve drunk women than drunk men in the United States. You might think a good bartender would cut you off when you're wasted, but they may be more likely to fulfill your drunk drink order than you think, particularly if you are a woman. According to recent research, after midnight, bartenders were more likely to serve drunk women than drunk men. 95% of late-night orders made by drunk women were filled, compared to 67% of orders made by drunk men before midnight. Poor lighting, loud music, and a rowdy bar crowd also increased the odds that a bartender would serve any drunk a drink. Women already start out with lower tolerance than guys. Therefore, these findings could have some pretty scary implications for female drinkers. To be clear here, bartenders are not out to get anyone, or women in particular. Often they are just distracted by the pressures of serving lots of customers, and they want to avoid conflicts that come when you deny a paying customer a drink. Here's an age-old question many people are concerned with. Is it okay to skip a meal before a workout? There are things you need to know about food as fuel. You want easily digestible food because they don't have much fat or protein to slow down indigestion, and they provide quick energy that you can access within 10 minutes of eating. Eating can help boost your metabolism, burn more calories, and give you energy to push yourself harder. It is okay to exercise on an empty stomach if your workout takes place immediately after waking up. When you are not consuming any food between dinner and your AM workout, your body uses stored glycogen as energy, and you should have enough of it to get you out of bed and through a 60-minute workout without feeling faint. The important thing to remember is that it is only the case if you get your sweat on right after you roll out of bed. The more time you put between waking up and hitting the gym, the more those glycogen stores are depleted, and the less energy you will have for your workout. Turning the page over to a different topic, in the United Kingdom, a group is calling attention to a crime that often goes unreported. Take a look. An interactive billboard in the UK's Canary Wharf area uses technology to dare people not to look away. The simple sentence of "look at me" aims to grab passerbys' attention. Every time someone looks up at the screen, it is detected. The more people spend time to absorb the message, something magical happens. The swelling of the woman goes down and the bruises fade. The billboard uses facial recognition and live video feed to health faces of bruised, battered women. The goal is to get people looking and talking and not turning a blind eye. It is a Women's Aid-sponsored PSA ad. The message is quite simple. We cannot ignore domestic violence and expect it to go away. The ad was released in time for International Women's Day that past Sunday. Women are scared to talk about domestic violence. The objective is to have the issue to no longer be a taboo in society. Let's take a break. Here's what's coming up next for you. New direct flight means new opportunities to target a new tourism market. ATA is on it. This story coming up. Introduction to flights with Southwest is allowing Aruba Tourism Authority to tap directly into new markets. Ronella Chingashu Cruz, representing ATA, announced at the Southwest Houston ceremony that the goal is to strive to make Aruba a better tourism product. Marketing officers will be taking advantage of this development and will do their utmost to secure the Midwest region.
The Aruba Tourism Authority will continue to ensure that Aruba is positioned as a preferred vacation destination in the U.S. And part of our efforts will include a media tour in Houston this week so as to continue to build excitement for this new nonstop connection, Houston-Aruba.
This added flight puts Aruba on the map within the Midwest region, which is integral in attracting new tourists to the island.
Southwest Airlines connections, being the largest domestic carrier in the U.S., has certainly been instrumental in respect to Aruba's strategy for the U.S. market, but also in regards to results we've seen as well. It has allowed Aruba to enhance its presence in key existing U.S. markets, but most importantly, Southwest Airlines has allowed Aruba, and will continue to do so, to tap in new markets, which are key to us, including Georgia, Florida, Texas, the Midwest region.
In order for Aruba to expand its tourism markets and gain success elsewhere, these accomplishments with airline partners are necessary.
The Northeast region represents by far the largest region for Aruba, representing 53% of our market share. However, it is through these actions, through these partnerships, that we continue to build new markets in the U.S. Last year, the Midwest region represented 14% of market share in respect to total tourism arrivals from the U.S., and it has shown an increase of, or it showed an increase of 7%. So we're pretty confident that these new regions will continue to gain market share in 2015 and beyond.
15 on 15 airs weeknights at 7:15 p.m. Join us tomorrow night. We've got another show with great topics lined up. Join us to see what they are. We'll see you then.